What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Battle of Central Europe. This is going to be a third iteration, but for this particular game and until the ticket actually gets implemented, we're going to be running off of the Battle of Central Europe Season 2 ticket. So if you want to watch the games and you happen to have the Season 2, if you want to watch the games in-game and you happen to have the Season 2 ticket, well, today is your lucky day because until the ticket does get implemented, we'll be running off this. So be sure to open up the game, watch in-game, and you could do that now. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully the ticket is going to be implemented soon. Valve time. What are you going to do about Valve time? There's honestly not much that you can do about it. But anyway, besides that, this is going to be the second game in the best of two we have between Command Minus and Lajons. Game number 1 did go to the Lajons as they just ground down Command Minus and got one too many Chronosphere combinations off. Chronosphere, Sonic Wave, Macropyre. It is a hell of a combo if you could land it correctly, and Lajons landed it several times, like 2 or 3 times, I think, on Commanda on 3 heroes pretty much each time. It gets really painful at that point, guys, so it's not much that Commanda can do about it, but anyway, we're in game number 2's draft right now, and this is going to be the second series of the day, yet already feeling the fatigue set in, guys. I'm Mike Loris, and I'm going to be your only caster yet again. Hopefully we're going to have a little bit of fun with this game, and hopefully the teams don't waste a whole bunch of time doing unnecessary things, like not pushing for a million years, which is just like one of my most hated things. Like, not only does it just like, it feels like they're wasting my time, but it's like, oh god, guys, I'm exhausted here, and I'm sure you want to end the game just as much as I want to see the game end. Just go ahead and win the game already. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't, but we'll see. As we're in this draft right now, and we do see Jakiro getting banned out, even the Io getting banned out. Wisp was not picked or banned, I want to say, in the last 2 games. I don't think he was touched at all. So I'm not really too sure what Lajons are doing with that. I mean, Command have so far shown no interest in going for that hero, so maybe a wasted ban. They take a Tidehunter for themselves. Jonas and Fan's Tidehunter is a pretty solid one. And that will most likely be the hero assignment for that particular hero, but Commanda, they are taking their sweet time for this pick. Death Prophet is in the pool, but I so far have not seen them run it. I've only seen Commanda Minus play 3 games. The one right before this, game 1 in this set, and the 2 games in the previous set versus Album Sheet. So I don't really know too much about their lineup. I do know that the hella favorite Puck. They love themselves some TA as well. And they do love the Drow Ranger. That is the lineup. This is the hero that they went for the second game in their game versus Album Sheet, and it worked out pretty well, but that game was kind of just like not really a real game because Album Sheet were so tilted that they GG'd in 14 minutes, so I don't even know if I could make references to that game and have them carry any weight. But regardless, picking up a Drow Ranger first has its advantages, has its disadvantages. First of all, the enemy team is very unlikely going to be banning out the Visage first pick, or first ban phase rather, so most of the time you are going to get, if you really want it, the Drow Ranger plus Visage as your opening. It's an incredibly high damage combination, a whole lot of killing potential within these 2 heroes. The downside is that Drow Ranger is a hero that is very easily countered. If you get a single hero that could close the distance from Drow Ranger, get right into her face, anyone with a Blink Dagger, anyone with any sort of mobility skill, the Lajons just ran with a Faceless Void and a Queen of Pain last game. Going for those types of heroes is going to be huge, shutting down the Drow Ranger, as once you get close in to get rid of the marksmanship bonus, Drow Ranger becomes rather unthreatening. And Ember Spirit is just another one of those heroes. It's a hero that can get very close to Drow Ranger. You get right up in her face with the Ember Guard on, chain her to the floor. Not much she could do about that. She can't turn and fight. She could maybe gust and try to TP out, but that's unlikely to happen as well. So this is the disadvantage of the Drow Ranger first. Like, you are going to have the hero countered. The only thing that you could possibly hope to have happen is that the enemy goes overboard in trying to pick up counters. Like, they go 100% into these blinking heroes, into these heroes that generally are a little bit softer as well. So they will, kind of draft themselves into a corner through that, and then hopefully you could take advantage with the other heroes that you have picked up. I don't know if Lajons are going to be suckered into that, as it does not happen all that often, but it is a possibility. Now Lajons are going to be sure to ban out the Puck. Make sure to, I would say, ban out the Viper. It's probably the most dangerous hero for Commanda to pick up, although Drow also certainly a threat. Commanda, they just have to make sure that they keep this Drow Ranger safe, and that's what you see from the Lycan ban right here. Commanda going to make a read on Lions, and that's going to be a pretty dangerous one for sure, but Era has ran the Phantom Assassin in the past, and Phantom Assassin is one of the best heroes at killing off Drow just because you have an instant way of getting in, like Blink Strike. You blink and then you hit him. That's exactly what you want to do versus a Drow Ranger. That's literally everything you could possibly want. Get in close and hit her. Like Blink Strike, the counter for Drow Ranger, it's in the name. And Lions, I would not be surprised if they decided to pick up that hero. I mean, I don't think Era has the best Phantom Assassin in the world, but it's a Phantom Assassin. If you're lucky, you'll get the kills, and then you'll be happy with that. Command and Minus, they're going to get banned out from them, the Silencer. I mean, it's another range hero that they have to worry about, or that they have to consider moving forward, and it's pretty good against Tidehunter, very good against Ember Spirit as well. So, yeah, just looking at back to the draft where they previously picked up Drow Ranger, they did go for just a 5 range hero lineup, and that's a way to maximize the damage from the Drow Ranger aura, but it also puts you in a situation where all your heroes are incredibly fragile. Versus Album Sheet, it was irrelevant because they just stomped that game anyway. But in this game, it certainly will be a little bit more so. They're going to take out the Vengeful Spirit. It would have been a decent hero for them to pick up, but I'm inclined to think they're going to start heading their way towards Mirana, actually taking the Faceless Void. I like this. I mean, it doesn't really combo the greatest with Drow Ranger Visage, but it is just like a really huge thing to get in the way of Lions. Like if they're charging at your Drow Ranger, drop a Chronosphere, suddenly they can't move forward anymore, and your Drow Ranger has a lot of time to move around. Ideally, she would be also able to fire into the Chronosphere, and you'll be really happy about that. And at worst case, it's Faceless Void being banned out from Lions, a hero that they have shown that they're willing to pick, are pretty good at using, clearly from last game, and would be a very good hero against Drow Rangers. So I think Command and Minus's pick is very smart in a ban and a pick for themselves. And we'll see if they could use it. It is a little bit difficult to do so. You know, you will have to play your Chronospheres very delicately, but if you do catch one of the now 3 melee heroes on Lions, then that could be huge. Command and Minus going to go for a Lich following, a direct counter to the Elder Titan, or a direct response, rather, to the Elder Titan. I'm not going to say it's a counter. It's a soft counter, a very soft counter, as you know, having no armor is not really going to be that fun. Having a little bit of ice armor is going to redeem that fact a little bit, but maybe not by a huge amount. Lions, they really have to make sure that they don't go for any more melee heroes, as up against the Faceless Void, he is very heavily going to punish melee heroes. Lich as well. Like, you don't really want to be clumped up ever in this game of Dota, but with the more melee heroes you have, the more likely it is that you're going to be clumped up. So Lions, they do have the option of running the Elder Titan as support, which is something we've been seeing quite a bit nowadays. It's instead going to be a Mirana pickup. This Mirana has jack all for setting up. Like, Mirana support needs setup. Elder Titan, he's pretty self-sufficient as a support, but what he does isn't that strong, so it's an odd situation there for Lions. I don't know, I feel like Command and Minus just have a stronger lineup right now. Lions, they have heroes that could do a lot of damage, especially with the natural order being applied to everyone from Commanda. But it just seems like for Lions, like they just need so much farm. They need to turtle, and they need to just land skills out of nowhere. And I don't know if that's going to happen, because you're going to be facing down a hell of a lot of damage. Morphling Ban, very smart from Commanda, but I do think Phantom Assassin might still be in the pool. Lions with 3 melee heroes might be a little bit dissuaded to go for that one. It might be an Era Mirana, but I don't think I've seen him run that hero, at least not in Lions, ever. So, don't really know if he wants to go for that one.
10 seconds remaining.
Again, I'm inclined to think that it's going to be a Mirana being played as support along with Elder Titan. We're most likely going to be seeing dual lanes once again. Mirana very nomadic. Elder Titan probably going to camp out with whoever Era is going to be picking up, and then they'll probably just be happy with that. But Lions are kind of light on the lane control. They're going to get kited. They're going to get poked at in the lanes. There's really not any way that they can avoid that. Picking up ranged heroes certainly helps, but at this point, ranged heroes is not going to be the end-all in making sure that you're safe in lane. So things are going to get potentially a little bit dangerous in the Lion camp, and the Viper ban, really like that one. As I said previously, it is a hero that you want to pick up with Drow Ranger, not only because it's a ranged hero, and Drow Ranger loves being partnered up with those types of heroes, but also it's a very tanky hero, so you could pull the attention of the Lion side you could pull the attention from the Lions away from your Drow Ranger towards the Viper. Going for a Wind Ranger, it is not the hero that you most often see with a Drow Ranger. It is going to offer them a stun. It is going to offer them a mid lane hero. And up against the potential mid lanes for Lions, it's a pretty safe one. Then Lions go for a Legion Commander. I mean, blinking and dueling is certainly a good way to go versus Command to Minus. There's no huge amount of disables that they have to buff out with the press the attack, so that's not really going to be a high priority for the Lions side with this pick. There's no setup involved. I don't know. I mean, I feel like Legion Commander is a decent hero to have against Command to Minus, but she doesn't even have any synergy with Mirana or Elder Titan. Like, you can't set up anything in that regard. So I'm not entirely convinced that this Legion Commander is the pick that Lions really wanted to make. Like, worst best case scenario, you buff out a Shackle Shot from the Wind Ranger and you're fine. But I mean, how often is that actually going to happen? As an offensive hero, that's pretty much all she. As an offensive hero, that's where she's going to hit her stride for Lions. But really, her setup from her supports, her ability to go offensive is extremely limited in this game just because of her support lineup. Like, she can't actually be aggressive versus Commanda, and I just don't think that Legion Commander is going to get that much, but I'm very certain that Era is going to try to prove me wrong. Let's see if he actually is successful in doing so. You ever notice that when you start these games, if you like click on their portrait, then it like messes up the camera completely? Hey, look, it fixed itself. Okay, we're in, guys, and this is game number 2 between Lions and Commanda. Again, if you have the Battle of Central Europe Season 2 ticket, then you can watch this game in client right now. So be sure to do that if you want to. Anyway, on the Lions side, we got Bland, who's going to be playing the Elder Titan. It is going to be support, and he's going to be going with the Legion Commander, played by Ira. On the support Mirana, we have Solon on that hero. Kix is going to be on the mid lane Ember Spirit. That leaves Jonas and Fan up towards top as the Tide Hunter with a crap ton of regeneration. On the Commander side, Hawkeye is going to be playing the Faceless Void, most likely towards top. He's going to be joined by Poison for the start. I don't know how long he's going to stay there, but Poison is going to be handling the Lich. Kikoni on the Wind Ranger, going to be playing that one mid. Pure Evil on the Visage, down towards the bottom lane, supporting Insolence Drow. And in this situation, there are 2 melee heroes for Lions and 2 ranged heroes for Commanda. You do the math, guys, and you should know who's going to come out ahead. There is the possibility that Lions will be able to play super aggressively, but it's unlikely. Bland is going to start things off by getting his movement speed stats pretty much down to 0, taking a crap ton of damage. Insolent getting dealt a little bit of damage here and there as well. Bland will have enough movement speed to get out, albeit barely. Now Ira putting quite a bit of damage into Insolent. Pure Evil will get in the way and body block him out. It's damage being traded either way, but Elder Titan actually doesn't have a salve, and neither does Ira. So this damage is going to stick very heavily onto Insolent. Spirit looking to interrupt Pure Evil. Sorry, dog barking. You could hear it. I'm going to mute my mic for just a little while. Alright, we're good. So, yeah, the salve not really there to help the Elder Titan. He's a support, so with boots, so he will be able to make it back home alive and regenerate back up to full. Definitely not the way you want to start out your game, as this is exactly what you just saw is most likely going to be replicated for quite a long amount of time in this bottom lane, as Lions don't really have that much power. They have 4 melee heroes, and the only range hero they have isn't even a range hero with a lot of lane control. It's Mirana. She's been poking a little bit at Kikoni in the mid lane with a couple of arrows here and there. Will that actually do anything? Probably not. Kix is taking quite a bit of damage from Kikoni. In fact, he might just be run down right now. The wind run forward. Kikoni is going to get a solo kill onto Kix. That should not be happening. Not ever. Arrow's going to fly. Tag a poor range creep, but Kikoni, I mean, we've seen the Templar Assassin play from this guy. He plays a pretty sick one, and Quick getting just a little bit too overconfident with his positioning. This Wind Ranger does do a crap ton of damage. Like, she has an ult talisman. She's hitting for 67 right now. It's pretty much the highest damage, just 71. That's cheating. That's Faceless Void. But she's doing a crap ton of damage with her right clicks. Let's just say that. Stout Shield or not, you're going to be taking a beating. And this is even with 0 points in Drow Ranger aura up. It's, well, level 1 Drow Ranger. She took Frost Arrows first, so can't really blame Insolent for not contributing that. But still, once those damage stacks and the aura comes up, then Kikoni is going to be doing a truckload of damage. Again, this is a favorable matchup for the Wind Ranger. There aren't many of them. Ember Spirit shouldn't lose the lane too hard, but he also isn't going to win the lane either. So this is now plus 6 damage from the Wind Ranger, and the lane just got a lot easier. Pure Evil, though, is going to get stunned up by an arrow. He will be able to Grave Chill and maybe escape. No, Overwhelming Odds will kill him off. Now Ira, with the additional regen and movement speed, is going to chase forward for Insolent. They won't be able to get that kill, but it's killing the Visage nonetheless. A nice rotation from Solon, and that's the first arrow he actually landed, and the first arrow that's actually leading to a kill. So what more can you want out of your Mirana? If she keep doing those, then she'll be very happy. But really, the hero you don't have to worry about. The hero you have to worry about is not the Visage on the bottom lane. It's the Wind Ranger up on top, and it's the Drow Ranger down on bottom lane. If those heroes went down, huge pick-off for Lajons. Otherwise, just a kill. I mean, it's a kill on a support. It's nice to have early on, for sure, especially since Mirana isn't really getting that much. Having Leap available is huge. But she needs to land a lot more of those arrows. She's going to start to line up for Kikoni, looking for some chains. Now being set up with those chains, Kikoni's going to get the Wind Run out, and we'll get a little bit of help from Pure Evil. Kix is getting in the way for a little bit of body blocking, not too much, however. Shackle not going to land. Now going to turn around for a power shot. Will connect onto Solon. 11 HP, he survives. My god, that was close. Pure Evil coming in. First, a little bit of support. Kikoni still playing a little bit fast and loose, but Wind Run as a survivability tool, pretty huge in keeping yourself alive, and we see why. Doesn't matter if you hit with an arrow, as long as you get that out, and you will be able to get that out because chains are, how should I put this, a soft disable, not a hard disable, you'll be very happy. Top lane, Tidehunter. Let's see how many bashes Hawkeye gets. He gets 1 with the 10%. And it looks like that should be the it. Although, Frost Blast, he needs another. Not quite going to get it. Echo Stomp is going to stop everyone. Hawkeye and Poison are stopping their tracks, but still, they're getting a lot of farm in this Faceless Void. He's pretty much doubling up the CS of Tidehunter, and Bland, as a melee support, isn't really able to punish this. Granted, he will be able to do a lot more in this top lane than he will be able to do on the bottom lane, seeing as though there is only one ranged hero in this lane, and it is Lich. And Hawkeye, if he gets into a duel with the Elder Titan, probably isn't going to be coming out on top, just seeing as though the spirit damage is pretty insane for ET. But still, Ira on the bottom lane, getting a little bit of help here and there from Solon, is going to be in a little bit of trouble versus Insolent, who actually is out of regen. So definitely less than ideal there. They have to sell up the Drow Ranger and make sure that the Legion Commander is too far away, but meantime, mid lane, Kikoni going to get aggressed upon by Quix. Will not be able to get that kill, but still trading damage back and forth. Quix dropping very low, but then again, so did the Wind Ranger. Bottom lane, arrow was thrown. I did not see it because mid lane, but I'm assuming it just missed because otherwise someone would be dead right now. Either way, Drow Ranger salving right back up to full. Really has to respect the overwhelming odds from Legion Commander. That can very quickly bring you down. But unless that actually happens, it's unlikely that the Drow Ranger is going to take a fall. And that chip damage is pretty legit, but that's about it. Kikoni on the mid lane with a double damage rune is doing pretty well right now. Once again, we see Commanda leading the way in CS, which has been the case for the past couple of games that I've seen them in. They are very good at taking these creep kills down. And now Ira, oh no, tagged with some Frost. He doesn't have Press the Attack either. Grave Chill, not available just yet. They have a Soul Assumption. The bar needs a little bit more damage. We'll dump a Soul Assumption into Ira, and now a couple more hits is all they need. There it is. Ira's going to go down all alone, down on the bottom lane. Drow Ranger's going to be the one to pick that one up. 3 levels in Frost Arrows is the real deal, and it's very hard to escape, especially if you poorly time your Press the Attack. They're going to try to set up a revenge kill on Kikoni over towards mid. Arrow's going to fly, will miss. And this Mirana really kind of, we see why. Mirana is very rarely picked up just as a solo roaming hero. Her potential is huge. Like, if you land an arrow, you can make kills happen out of nowhere. But the odds of you actually landing those arrows is very slim. Hawkeye being chased down up on top lane will be just fine. Poison taking quite a bit of damage as well. Spirit will not kill off the Lich, but it's going to be Quix versus Kikoni, where we see the fight once again. Shackle from Kikoni. What the angle? What? Come on, Dota. Ice Frog, please. That was not a legit shackle angle. So in my book, there's like 2 kinds of shackles. I guess there's 2 kinds of landed shackles. There's good shackles, which are like, holy crap, how did he land that? And then there's bullshit shackles, which are like, holy crap, how did he land that? You know? That was one of those bullshit shackles, because that angle was certainly just like, what? Come on. But anyway, Kikoni getting another solo kill onto Quix, and that's 0-2 versus 2-0 on Kikoni. And Phase Boots plus Null Talisman, his damage is going to be jacked up 22 from the Precision Aura. Again, it's only a level 2 Aura skill from the Drow Ranger. She doesn't have the levels to jack it up anymore, but she's doing a truckload of damage. And just like in the game versus Album Sheet, for however long it lasted, Drow Ranger is going to be going for a Mass Null build. Not a Mass Null build, a Mass Wraithband build. Same idea, different items. But yeah, getting 3 Wraithbands into Yasha into Aquila was the build for Drow Ranger. This lets everyone on the team hit extremely hard. Hawkeye being the only exception. Josephine actually setting up for a kill right now. Ravage available, will not use it. But really, everyone else from the Commander side is going to be hitting like an absolute friggin' truck once the Drow Ranger completes these items. And of course, gets maxed out in that aura. Like, that has a long way to go. Additional 12% damage bonus. And with it already being at 22, it should get up to 40 pretty easily, especially once she gets her additional items up. Things are very dangerous from this Drow Ranger, and so far Lions have done pretty much jack all in order to stop her. Like the CS, it's doing okay for Quicks over in the middle lane, but everyone else on the Commander side, they're leading the way in CS. Net worth is huge in the Drow Ranger. Not surprising, she got 2 solo kills and free farm, or for the most part free farm. But Drow Ranger faces Void, they're doing pretty well on top of that, and me and Lions, they're slowly starting to fall behind. Solon, he's going to run into Pure Evil, won't make anything happen there. Really got to watch out for the Ravage from Tidehunter. Has yet to use that one, but I expect I'm going to miss a kill after Ravage was used. Just a prediction, guys. He's still messing with Faces Void, but even with this Tidehunter interference, the Lich is giving Hawkeye just enough control over this lane that Hawkeye is able to last hit very comfortably. He's not getting the most gold in the world, but he's still getting up there in the net worth. Like, he has more than the Ember Spirit, so you know what more could you want? All 3 lanes on Commander, I would say, right now, are winning. And Lions, so they do have a Ravage. They do have the potential for dueling. Are they actually going to get anything done with that? Well, they're going to try with both of those Ravages and the duel. The Invis Rune is very quickly going to run out, and if they see the Tidehunter move forward, they will be very cautious. Duel now into Hawkeye. This is going to be Ravage committed, else Hawkeye just walked out of this. Ravage is there, and Hawkeye will go down. However, the duel fizzles right before the Faces Void dies. It's still a kill for Commander, which is certainly very nice. But Ira is going to be a little bit bummed about that just because he didn't get the kill, and he didn't get the extra damage. Pure Evil going to start dealing with Solon. This is not a fight that Solon could take. I mean, Mirana's a low base damage here to begin with. With the aura on the visage, it's no chance for him. But Faces Void does go down in the end. Has a Chronosphere to potentially turn things around in the future if he actually gets unstunned ever. But for right now, it's going to be Lions very happy with that pickoff, although they can't really be complacent about it. If they sit back and say, all right, guys, good work, team. Everyone take 5, hit the showers. We're going to go for one of those in another 5 minutes. That's a mistake. They have to just keep on applying this pressure because right now, Commander are getting pretty much everything they want, i.e. free farm in the Drow, free farm on the Wind Ranger in the middle lane. She's at 2,300 gold. She could go for a Blink Dagger. I don't know if this is the build that you go for if you're Kokoni. It would definitely be a good item to pick up as the Wind Ranger, but different players prioritize different items on the Wind Ranger. Like, it could just be an Orchid or something like that. It could be a Force Staff. Oh, but we see Chronosphere on kicks. And then the Focus Fire. Man, there's no way to escape that as an Ember Spirit. As anyone, really. Like, Wind Ranger with the Focus Fire does a crap ton of damage. It's obscene. And it's another free kill for Kikoni down on the middle lane. And he's almost at the point where Wind Ranger is just, like, at full strength. Even going for an early point in that Focus Fire, it's something that is very commonly skipped until 10-11, where you get level 1 and level 2 of it. But this particular game, going for it, certainly paying off. It really only works if you get the enemy locked down. And hey, what better way is there of locking down an opponent than just dropping a Chronosphere on them? That'll definitely work. Stream is dead. Oh, that's not good. Okay, guys, we're going to try to fix the stream. Stop streaming. Start streaming. Alright, so the stream should be back up. In the meantime, bottom lane, Insolent and Pure Evil going to try to go for Legion Commander. This will be a very easy kill to take. Yeah, 1 second, guys. Need more stream fixing real fast. Wait. Okay, it should be working. Although, if it doesn't, then that's not good. Chain Frost up on top lane. Jonas Fan getting chased down by Hawkeye. Needs a bash. Needs something. Jonas Fan will live, and now Hawkeye going to back off for a little bit of salving action, and it looks like... after delay, stream should be up. Yeah, I don't know. OBS didn't say anything was wrong. 0 drop frames, no change in anything. That was fine, but yeah, hopefully everything's good. Just make sure that everything's going right, guys. Sorry about that. Hard to keep track of the camera, fix the stream, and make sure I'm not missing anything in the meantime. But I caught all the action, so shit. We're still recording. The VOD is going to be a little bit chaotic at this point in time, but that's fine. And... Okay, so I'm going to assume everything's fine. Because it says this broadcast starts shortly. Thanks for your patience. But anyway, we do see a smoke up now from Lajons. Nothing really happened, guys. I don't think, since I pressed the resume stream button. But Solon's going to get chased down by Insolent. A free kill for the Drow Ranger. Now being chased down. Ravage can be committed. They're going to get the duel as well. Insolent is going to lose this one. Iris going to get a first damage stack on that Legion Commander. And well, actually, now Lajons in a bit of a sticky situation. Jonas and Fan's going to get initiated upon by those familiars. Double drop. There's one. All the damage being drained from the second. There's a second drop as well. Kraken Shell. And the... press the attack. Not going to do it. Lich going to get that kill as Kikoni with the power shot help is going to get that one for the team. This stream is still not starting. What is going on? Oh, there it is.
Middle tower is under attack.
Are we good? We good? Yeah, good thing we weren't down for that long. But we should be fine now, guys. We'll just continue on. Everything should be caught from here on out. What was that? 11 minutes. We're at 13. Yeah, that seems about right. Alright, so we're good. We do see Drow Ranger once again hunting for kills. She's going to very easily get one on Bland. I mean, that was just 4 shots. He was at half HP to begin with, but this Drow Ranger is absolutely trucking. Now going to apply the damage aura, so his bottom lane is going to get torn to bits, like plus 35 on these range creeps. And of course the familiars attacking really, really quickly. This tower is not long for this world. Bland is, or Insolent rather, is pretty much just a one-man wrecking crew. And a shackle onto Kix. Kikoni gonna start with the focus fire, gonna get the kill on the Ember. My god, Kikoni is playing out of his mind right now. Maelstrom as the first item for Wind Ranger. I mean, for Wind Ranger builds, you could pretty much go for anything and it'll work. But oh, Insolent's gonna get tagged with an arrow up on top. Do they have Era in the area? No, they don't, unfortunately. It will be a kill on Insolent still, although Gus is going to land on 2. Chain Frost as well. Chronosphere coming out a little bit too late, and the Chain Frost will bounce away to the Elder Titan. Jonas Fan's still getting bashed down. They're looking for an Anchor Smash. We'll get it off. Can he escape with Hawkeye's lack of bashes? I think he certainly can. And the Gus turnaround. Hawkeye getting hit with an Echo Stomp. He will be brought down instantly by 2 smashes. Now Poison. He's all alone. He's getting with the overwhelming odds. They're looking for another Gush. Have one soon enough. Anchor Smash will miss. Jonas Fan's going to get the Gush. They really want to get Era this additional kick of damage, but they can't. It's Elder Titan to take the kill, but it's still a 3-4-0 up on top lane. They'll lose another tower in exchange, but the command aside, I mean, the Drow Ranger potentially overextending just a little bit too much, and I mean, that's the price you pay. When you're playing Drow Ranger, you tend to get into a situation where you're like, okay, I could kill pretty much everyone. And that's probably true, but you're also going to be killed by everyone just because you're still a very soft hero. So, yeah, there's also that going on. Insolent and Pure Evil, they're going to sneak into the Roche Pit. This is pretty much the Drow Ranger going for a full Agi build. And with a Medallion on the Visage, this is going to be a very easy Roshan, especially when the Visage is literally running circles around Roshan. But here comes Era, and Jonas Fan has a Ravage. It's going to connect on 2 unless he gets silenced, and he will. Era going to grab a Haste Rune and try to chase forward. Insolent doesn't really have a great way of escaping this one anymore. The duel is going to happen. Insolent probably not going to win this duel, but not going to lose it either. It will probably fizzle. Now Shackle will not latch, but the kill on the Drow Ranger will still flow. But Kikoni is going to clean up everyone afterwards. It's a double kill in favor of Commanda. Though they do lose their Drow Ranger, they still collect big because of the Wind Ranger's timely reinforcement. And for Lions, getting the jump on Commanda like that, I mean, it should have gone a lot better. It should have been easily killing off 2 heroes, but the Gust buying the Drow Ranger just a little bit more room and a little bit more space, coming in big with that additional movement speed from the Asha. I mean, Drow Ranger's still dying, and that's less than ideal, 3-3, but still, if Kikoni is going to be the one to pick up all the slack, then I think Commanda, in general, should be pretty happy about this. This Wind Ranger has now the Blink Dagger, so, you know, Blink to Shackle is a possibility. Failing the Blink to the low ground, also a possibility, but, you know, blinking with 37 points of extra damage with the Maelstrom, with level 2 Focus Fire, a level 14 Wind Ranger, is a wrecking crew. Like, you can't really do much to stop her. Insolent, though, is once again in a situation where it might be a little bit too comfortable. The chains are this time going to miss. Insolent looking for a Gust. Will land it only onto Solon, though, and Insolent's going to be walked down. Here comes the TP support, but Legion Commander's going to snag that kill. Chronosphere, no, Hawkeye's going to hold on to it, looking for one onto Kix. He's going to jump out the Ember Spirit, but he's going to get Chronosphere regardless. Now they're going to go for the hero. Bland also teleports straight into it. Ember Spirit going to get healed a little bit. Soul Assumption not going to kill him because of the Flame Guard, and that's going to be just about it. They really need this additional damage from the Wind Ranger here. Ira is going to get bashed up, has a duel, has really got to watch himself. He will not be going down, but it's actually Tide, who's going to go down solo to Kekoni while all this is happening up towards top. I really just have to watch Kekoni 100% this time because this guy is out of freaking control, man. He's just doing everything for his team. Like, no matter where he goes, death follows. If they had the Wind Ranger up on top lane, that would have definitely been the kill of at least one person up here. Probably two with a shackle shot landing. But either way, it is Drow Ranger to just get way too comfortable with her position right now. She has to be a little more careful. She needs a Blink Dagger or something, or just to play a little bit more cautiously. Have the rest of her team behind her, because going in alone like that is honestly a little bit suicidal for any hero, let alone a Drow Ranger who is inherently soft with no escape mechanism. Bad times there. Still, Commando are in a very nice position, mostly because their Drow Ranger is picking up all the slack. Have a nice little lead, 5,000, 5,000, or 5,000, 6,000 in the experience and gold, respectively. Their Faceless Void isn't getting too much, but their Wind Ranger Drow Ranger combo can hold down the fort for a hell of a long time. And as long as they are able to do so, then they'll just buy more space for the Drow Ranger to just get more farm and then actually have a presence, as opposed to just level 3 aura presence. And Kekoni, Wind run forward, but he's going to get body blocked to hell and back, so he won't be able to get that kill. But soon enough, Drow Ranger is actually going to be a very large threat because she'll be able to hit things with the backup of Chronosphere, and the Faceless Void will actually be doing things in the Chronosphere as well, whereas right now, he's only hitting a little bit here and there. No Mask of Madness up on him just yet. Power Treads, Aquila, these are all good items for Faceless Void, of course, but no really huge impact items. The top lane tower is pretty much forfeit. I think they use the Drow Ranger aura for that. No, they don't even. Don't really need to, honestly. But with Kekoni in the area, if anyone jumps in here, they will very quickly get punished. And Kekoni, he's on the hunt. He's going to run to Kix. Oh, man. Oh, blink for it. Quick jump out from Kix. He's going to be just fine. That's the type of reaction you need if you're going to be facing up against this Wind Ranger. She had a Blink Dagger and pretty much instant response, but she has another Blink right now, and Jonas and Van not looking too healthy. They're going to wrap around with Ira, but they don't know that everyone is right behind Pure Evil. If they go in for Pure Evil, it could result in bad things. They're going to spot some trees being destroyed, and Kekoni's going to reveal himself as well, looking for a shackle opportunity on someone. Will not find it, as everyone from Lions do retreat. But Lions, they really just need more farm on their heroes. They need a Blink Dagger on Legion Commander. They need anything on this Ember Spirit. Drums, Phase Boots, good, but not going to cut it. And Mirana, Tidehunter, Blink Dagger is very soon to be up, so Jonas Fan is going to catch the Commando side off guard with that one. But is it going to be enough, as Poison does run straight into Ira? Does buff out that slow, now is on the run. He has to worry about a Drow Ranger in hot pursuit. We'll get a little bit of additional attacks of movement speed, but the Familiar is going to run interference. Stomps. There's one. There's two. Insolence going to corner him, and now the True Sight. Do they have it? Yes, they do. Power shot from the side, and Wind Ranger steals that kill. But Kekoni has been doing enough. I think he's deserving this one extra kill. Just make sure to not do it again, Kekoni, because that's not a cool move, man. It's Legion Commander going down, and it's nice to see that Commander are actually packing detection in preparation of the Mirana Ultimate Insolent. Oh, he's going to run straight into the Elder Titan. He's going to try TP out and bash. Oh, no Chronosphere. Hesitation is the death of Hawkeye, or death of the kill of Hawkeye. Yeah, you get what I mean. If he Chronosphered immediately, it would have been a kill. Otherwise, he thought there was enough damage from the Drow Ranger, but that was pretty clutch and honestly pretty lucky from Bland. If it was a different player, if it was a different day of the week, I'm sure that kill would have happened, and then who knows what would have happened afterwards. But either way, we do see Focus Fire showing off how powerful it can be. This is with that additional plus 44 damage, even though you take that minor damage reduction, only 30% off of the insane amount of damage you're doing is not that much. Oh, they're going to catch Hawkeye, and get chained to the floor, still has a Chronosphere, so they have to be careful about this one. They lose one Familiar in the back line, but they will be okay with that. Jonas Fan, though, does have a Blink Dagger and wants to get in on this. He can't find an opening, though. Kekoni, please don't farm. That's not a good way to be. He's going to blink out. He's going to be just fine. Him and Insolent are home free. In the meantime, Pure Evil and Poison both just getting a couple more levels here and there. On your supports, levels are not to be underestimated. It's as important as it can be, really. And if you could sneak a couple levels here and there while the rest of your cores are being relatively safe, or at the very least not dying, then you should be fine. And it's going to help you a lot down the line. I mean, especially with Visage, getting level 2 Familiars is huge. Getting additional points in Grave Chill or maxing out that Gravekeeper's Cloak. The levels on Visage are pretty important. He does excel pretty well with levels. I'm still going to keep my eye on Kekoni. He's going to go for an Aghanim Scepter, which is going to make his Focus Fire even more devastating. Going to make it do full damage, so no minus 30 penalty right there. And also lets unique attack modifiers go through. No, is it just the Scepter damage reduction now? Did they change that? I don't know. It might be changed. It seems like it's changed. But who knows? It used to be that you don't get orb effects until you get it, but I think that might have been changed recently if I recall correctly. Not entirely sure on that, but anyway, it will be up very soon. And Wind Ranger is already pretty much a one-man wrecking crew. Adding an Aghanim Scepter on top of that, and then eventually maybe a Mjolnir? Probably not. The attack speed is not going to be too necessary, but just more damage overall. Like a Demon Edge item for Wind Ranger could be huge. A Sheep Stick for her. Any of these items could get her just so much value. And also we have to worry about the Drow Ranger who's going for a Sanjin Yasha. We'll actually have that one completed. So she's going to get a little bit more bulk, letting her play a little bit more aggressively as she really has been so far. Getting the additional strength is so nice for a Drow Ranger. It's about additional 200 strength that you get from the Sanj. And it's a pretty good item on Drow. And especially if you have to worry about your strength at all. It gives you a little bit of aggression, and you already have the Asha in your inventory anyway, so you might as well just complete that item. I think Mana Style in general is better for offensive, but if you go full Glass Cannon, then your Glass Cannon is eventually going to shatter. We do see Kokoni packing that Aghanims. And oh man, oh wait, reduces cooldown, decreases damage, removes penalty. Oh yeah, okay. If it does reduce the penalty. Cool, cool, cool. Oh wait, no. Never mind. I was wrong, but I'm still right. Anyway, Kix, well, he's going to get a failed shackle straight to the face. He's going to be thanking his lucky stars about that one. As if that shackle landed, it would have been his death for sure. Still Kokoni's in the area, though they have to worry about a Tidehunter Ravage, and that's something you really don't want to be fighting into without your Faceless Void there. And Void with only Mask of Madness is quite far away from being able to comfortably fight these fights, so for the most part, Lions, just the sheer threat of their Ravage is going to be holding them through a good portion of this game. But all the while, Ira's not really farming that well. I mean, he's actually near the bottom of the net worth chart, and that's pretty much the opposite of where you want your Legion Commander to be. They're going to look to set up on Insolent, who's still being so insolent up on top. He's going to get the Gush and then try to go for kicks. He's going to lose his marksmanship bonus in a hurry, take an arrow to the face. Another press the attack on the Ember Spirit's going to set up for a duel on Ira. That's going to be an easy kill on the Drow Ranger. Really, Insolent has got to stop doing that. Like, it's bad enough dying as that type of hero. Giving up gold to the Legion Commander is bad. Giving up damage to the Legion Commander is even worse. And once you die as the Drow Ranger, that's 40 seconds where the rest of your team can't really do that much because they don't have the additional damage. So it's nothing but a huge, huge loss. It's a hero that needs to stay alive, and if she doesn't, then the rest of the team is unable to do anything without her alive. And it's kind of a fault of the Drow Ranger just playing in such an awkward position. Like, if she was playing a little bit more cautiously, if she had a Blink Dagger or a Shadow Blade or something to get herself out of there, maybe, but I don't know. She just seems way too fast and loose. Kokoni gonna look to chase down kicks, but she's always going for this Ember Spirit. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but Kokoni's not finding anything. Hasn't found anything in quite a long time. It's pretty much just been Lions picking off the Drow Ranger repeatedly. And we are going to get into one of those stalled out game states once again. This is going to really help Lions get those additional items up. Once Ira gets his duel up, and he does have it up again, he will look to use that to get himself a little bit more damage. As if you're a little bit too complacent with Legion Commander, though, you can farm. Your hero is balanced around the fact that you do get permanent damage bonuses, so you need to get a little bit more. 2 stacks of damage is pretty good for 20 minutes in. He would really love to have a 3rd stack of damage close by, or in the works, however you want to call it. Jonathan fan. Oh, he's playing Ring Around the Rosy with the Familiar, but there's no rotation in from Commanda, even though they do know exactly where he is. They have a Blink Shackle, but the Tidehunter has a Blink away and Kraken Shell. Power Shot gonna line up, and then the Shackle is not gonna be close. Takes a Gust for his troubles, but Kokoni's not gonna take that much damage anyway. Yeah, Lions, they should be looking to fight, actually, with this Ravage. And, well, it's gonna start off with a massively failed Chronosphere. I have no idea what the hell that was. Now they're especially going to look to fight. And, oh, Ira, you ran the wrong direction. Run straight to Insolent, but Insolent actually peels away. He's going to let that hero go. And it's kind of understandable, but Bland might not be as lucky. Focus Fire, and oh my god. I've never seen someone get killed that quickly by a Wind Ranger. In the meantime, Jonas Fan, he's on the run. He'll be just fine, but Kix, maybe not as lucky. He just needs like 3 or 4 shots, but he has a spirit to jump away from, I think. Does he? Oh, yes, he does. Very far away. he's going to be fine. But Insolent showing off how much damage he could do when he's not dead. In the meantime, Kikoni still hunting. It's just a solo pickoff for Lions. They still have the Ravage. Oh, but they may not have a Ravage for very long. Shackle and Focus Fire. Jonas Fan's going to be just fine as Kikoni win run and run away. Ira has a duel, looking for it, but Kikoni's really quick right now. Has a Blink Dagger out, has Pure Evil to support as well. Kikoni could have killed off the Tidehunter should no one have interfered, or forced out the Tidehunter Ravage. Either way, huge win for the Wind Ranger. But right now, Lions are just keeping each other safe, but they're also not actually getting anything done outside of that. Like, if they were getting Ravage kills or dual kills, then they would be feeling really good about their position. But right now, they're just kind of stalled out. They've been sitting on this Ravage for a hell of a long time. And the longer you sit on Ravage, the worse off you're going to be. You want to use Ravage as often as you possibly can. Obviously, it's a high-impact skill, so the more you use it, the more high-impact skills you're going to have in that game. It's simple logic, guys. But he's just sitting on it because, well, quite frankly, Commander aren't giving the Tidehunter very many openings to use a Ravage. But also, Lions aren't looking too intently for openings themselves. When they have Quicks who's farming up, staying very elusive after his 4 deaths, he really doesn't want to get that much done. But with Battle Fury up, 27 minutes into the game, it's not the fastest Fury for sure, but it is pretty much where Ember Spirit would want to be, more or less. Oh man, there's going to be a postpone. I can feel it. I can feel it, guys. This is a lot of games. Alright, guys, so 28 minutes into the game, and Roshan's still alive. No huge minus armor strategy this time from either side, so killing off Roshan is not going to be something that a team is very easily going to be able to sneak. You know, maybe they'll be able to take it down off of a good team fight or something like that, but clearly those team fights have not been happening. Jaw Ranger getting a BKB is going to help her so much. I mean, it already does help the hero, but also Insolent has kind of been playing in such a way that demands a BKB, so, I mean, if you're going to be playing suicidally, you might as well get a BKB, right? Pure Evil also has completed his Aghanim Scepter. Nice bit of extra familiar damage there, not to mention the extra damage that the Jaw Ranger applies, so you have another thing that's attacking for 54 damage a pop very quickly, at the very least. So that's pretty good. Of course, he does have to worry about the Anchor Smash from the Tidehunter, that is destroying those familiars, which so far has been quite a large issue. I think he's given up like 3 or 4 familiars at the very least to the Tidehunter. Anchor Smash is pretty good, guys. But hopefully if he keeps his familiar safe, he'll be fine. They're going to smoke up and look for something. They won't find anyone, though. Maybe Bland? Bland, don't go down there. Bland, no. Oh, Bland. Well, he's going to send his spirit out, and, well, actually, it is going to spot this Roshan, which is, actually, no, it's only going to spot Insolent. Everyone else is still fine, although I don't think Commander know about this. They're going to fall back. They could have potentially snuck it. Like, everyone from Lions is very far away, but you can't really blame Commander for making a play like this. They got to fall back. They're going to play it safe. They're going to play it very steady, and that's going to be boring. Oh, God. Okay. Alright, so Pure Evil, still camping out near that Roshan, wants to be able to jump into that pit at the drop of a hat. He's going to change his sights, maybe look for this Elder Titan, or just take Roshan by himself. He's doing quite a bit of damage. They need to use the Jaw Ranger, or if they're going to do this, there. Roshan very slowly dying, and here comes a Tidehunter illusion randomly. And Visage, maybe he's trying to bait someone in from Lions to come in, because he does have the Wind Ranger right behind him. Poison maybe doing the same thing. Nothing is happening, guys. Nothing is happening. They're just farming. Although Kikoni. Oh, he sees Ira. Shackle. That was not a bullshit shackle. That was a good one. That was very long. It was almost bullshit. Like, that distance is actually, like, right on the edge. But it's killing the Legion Commander. And just like that, look at that. Commander have an opportunity to get into the Roshan pit if they actually want to go in. But they're going to go in for tops instead. Kix is going to get Moonlit Shadow, but it's not going to help him. He's already dead, and he would have been revealed anyway. In the meantime, the Echo Stomp is going to land, and Roshan is still being attempted right now. The Ravage is going to be a game changer in this Roshan pit, although Kikoni's doing a serious amount of damage. He can't really do this convincingly, although Bland shackled to a tree, focus fire down. Kikoni is unstoppable, beyond godlike, picking up his BKB now. right back into the Roshan pit. Still has to worry about potentially a Blink Tidehunter stealing this Aegis. But really, how worried are you about that? You shouldn't be too worried, especially when you have an Observer Ward up here. You're going to know exactly where everyone is. And now Roshan for Kokoni. I mean, hell, I don't know if Lions were able to kill him off once. They're sure as hell not going to be able to kill him off twice. Aegis on the Wind Ranger now with the BKB. This Wind Ranger is so deadly. And Insolent just farming away in the background, going to go for a little bit of lifesteal. As long as you can keep that marksmanship bonus, you're going to be stealing a hell of a lot of life back. And Commanda, well, they make something happen in this kind of a snooze fest of a game. And still, Lions, they have yet to use a Ravage. They now have double Ravage, which means that for longer, they could sit back and not cast either of these Ravages. Instead of not casting one, they can not cast two. Perfect plan. I mean, they had a Ravage for a very long time. They've had a duel for a very long time, but they're not looking for these openings. I don't really think this... I mean, this is kind of uncharacteristic from Lions to not look for action with their Tidehunter. It's kind of more characteristic of Era to just sit back and farm in the Legion Commander. Oh, Solon. He's going to be jumped by a whole bunch of familiars. Grave Chill. There is no Wind Ranger here. Forces out an Earth Splitter. This is pretty nice. They didn't really do anything to force that out, but they got it out anyway. Now here comes Kokoni, even claritying up. He doesn't have that much mana regen as he is going for pretty much a battle build. Let's see, what hero goes for this type of build? I have no idea. Yeah, I don't, nothing really comes to mind. A Tiny? Tiny with Maelstrom is pretty bad. That's the only thing I could think of, though. Regardless, Kokoni, he's going to be digging himself a nice little hidey hole. And it looks like they're going to position themselves to push down this mid lane. Maybe Lions now have an opportunity to use this double Ravage. Jonathan, his Refresher Orb has been revealed. So there's not going to be any surprises here for the Commanda side, but they will take down the tower. Will it be a trade? Quix is pushing, but not fast enough. He's going for a second Battle Fury, it looks like. So even more farming for him down the line. Lots of splash damage if you get that to happen, but I don't know how likely it is for that to happen. It's a free tower for Commanda, and I think they should be looking for a little bit more. I mean, they are going into double Ravage, and maybe they're going to try to pick off a Tidehunter first, but I don't know how realistic it is to say pick off a Tidehunter. I mean, he's very tanky, and he does have double Ravage to bail himself out. And if you get into a team fight in trying to pick that hero off, you could suddenly find yourself with 5 dead heroes, and that's not fun. Nobody likes that. Kokoni looking for mid, though. He's still going to just lay into this tower. If he had a Demon Edge item like a Daedalus or an MKB, man, this tower would be already dead. But it didn't really take that long. Oh, arrow onto Kokoni, though. Has an Aegis and Familiars to back him up, so I don't think Kokoni's in any huge trouble. Although, Earth Splitter's going to come through. He will Wind Run away and be just fine. Top lane Hawkeye. Is he really going to try to kill Era solo? He's going to catch him right on the edge of this Chronosphere. He's doing quite a bit of damage, but he will run away in the end. It's going to be Ember Spirit to take a fall, actually, as Insolent, with the help of Kokoni Shackle, is going to take that hero out. Still, the Tidehunter's been holding on to his Ravages for, like, legit 20 minutes. I don't think I've seen a Ravage there for upwards of 20 minutes, and that's a pretty large waste. It's a good skill, guys. I think Ravage is a good skill. Of course, I would like to see it level 3 on a level 16 Tidehunter, so maybe he doesn't want to cast Ravage when he's in that an embarrassing situation, but either way, Kokoni now put to sleep. Still has an Aegis. Going to get tagged with an arrow. This should be the Aegis drop for Kokoni. Oh, he got the Wind Run out. He's still alive. Run, Kokoni. Oh my god, he's going to live. 20 HP. He's unkillable. Literally invulnerable, guys. Literally invulnerable. And Kokoni, oh, he doesn't have any sustain behind him. He has a mech. You're not really going to want to fight into that mech. But, yeah, Kokoni, what a baller, man. This guy, someone's really got to stop this guy. 10-0-2. Wind Ranger, what a hero. I mean, a lot of that is because he has another plus 60. Like, that certainly helps in killing off your targets, but shit, I mean, that does a lot of damage. And as long as Insolent can stay in the back lines, he will offer that damage to pretty much everyone, plus Familiars. Faceless Void is still the only one who's really falling behind because of it, but I mean, Wind Ranger does still have the Aegis, and she took down the tower. It was denied, but are they going to want to restore Kokoni, or are they going to use this Aegis? Looks like it's going to be a quick base trip for the Wind Ranger. They took down a tier 3 tower. I mean, you can't be too upset about that. And you took it down without actually having to bait out the Ravages, so it was pretty much a free one. Nice little win for Commanda. At this point, Tower Gold, though it's very nice for the Faceless Void and stuff like that, it's not really going to be a huge deal to make sure that they get the last hits. Obviously, it's better than not, but you know, they're just going to chill right now and take the tower gold as it comes. And they are actually sitting on quite a bit of gold, actually. 2,900 gold on the Visage. Rod of Atos, potentially. Or just Observer Wards, because that's a support life right there. Sheep Stick would be ideal. But I don't know how realistic that is. Mech completed on the Lich. Very late mech, but hey, additional armor is never going to be a bad thing. And Kikoni. Oh, he wants in. Shackle. That was not a bullshit shackle, but he's going to lay into him with Focus Fire anyway. Soul's going to get torn to shreds. Now looking for Jonas and Fan. Oh, the gem's on the floor, and Tidehunter can't quite pick it up without putting himself in some serious trouble. And it will let Pure Evil walk forward, snag the gem, be stomped on the way back, but a gem is a gem, and that's going to be more map control for Commando. Now instantly into the mid lane push. Coney focus firing the range racks. Where is this double ravage? He's had this refresher for like 5 minutes now, but he hasn't used it a single time. They're going to stomp Insolent, lay an Earth Splitter down as well. Drow Ranger going to get hit pretty hard by this one, but she's not going to go down. The entirety of the Raxes are dead. Lions just give that one up for free. This is like exactly what happens in what happened in the last game, guys. Like the game was stalled out, and then stalled out, and then stalled out, and then like someone just walked in and took Raxes. Except this time, it's Lions to lose Raxes. That was last game, right? It feels like forever ago. It was last game. Yeah, the game just didn't have anything happen. No, that was game number 1. That was Album Sheet versus Commando, I think. Like, they just waited forever, and then Commando just walked in and then just took Raxes. I mean, it's a good plan. We're going to walk in and win the game, guys. Sound good? Sounds good to me. But shit, I mean, Lions, they... on paper, they should be able to take these fights. I have a feeling that this is like fatigue setting in a little bit since they've been playing for a very long time. Stuff like that, like outside of the game impacts, because if you're sitting on a refresher orb for this long, think of how many seconds this refresher orb could have been cooling down. Instead, it's sitting there available. It's nice to have it available, but I'd rather have it cooling down after taking a 5-man wipe. Tidehunter really just wants his level 17 though, because he messed up his skilling. Like, he just really wants that. Gotta cast that level 3 Ravage, guys. Get that additional damage out. But I don't know if he's gonna have the luxury to wait for level 17, because he messed up once. And it looks like Commando are going to look to punish that mistake in a big way. Focus Fire. No real damage item on Drow Ranger, just the 61. So, Sacred Relic amount of damage on this Wind Ranger. Without anything else in adding up to that. Top lane still going to be pushed. Jonas and Fan gets pressured back just by a fake TP. And oh, Wind Ranger sees someone. It's an Observer Ward. Got him. No more vision for you guys. Still the gem is on that Visage. And anywhere the Lions go, it's likely that Kikoni's going to know about it. Or, you know, Commando in general are going to know about it. Insolent's going to put a little bit of damage here and there onto the tower. He's really got to watch himself. But, I mean, if this initiation happens in the bottom lane, on the top lane rather, really a double Ravage is going to be fine. Like, even if these 3 heroes die, it's a double Ravage down the drain. Kikoni's still alive. He can make something happen if he was a little bit closer, provided. But still, it's just a matter of time before Lions are just drained out of their resources. This is like Anaconda status now for the Radiant. They're going to push every single lane, deny farm for Lions, split their forces. And since Kikoni has so much damage potential, if anyone gets put a little bit out of position, they don't even have to get shackled. Like, they could just go for it. Not like that. I mean, Rip Tower. What could you do about that? Not much. And ordinarily be like, alright, well, they used Focus Fire for that. They didn't do that much, but Focus Fire is back up again because Aghanim Scepter makes the cooldown like 15 seconds, right? 15? Yeah, 15 seconds. It's pretty amazing if you have this much damage behind. And usually the damage isn't this high because you're not working with the Drow Ranger. But if you do have that additional damage, then shit, that additional 60 damage is going to be applied many times over from Kikoni. Not to mention the familiars. So, top lane, bottom lane, even mid lane being pushed just naturally without anyone there. And Lions, have they just missed their chance to win this game because they've held on to the Ravage for like a million years? Seriously, haven't seen a Ravage since 15 minutes. Like, it seems like a bad idea. I would want to cast Ravage if I had it, like every single time. But now they're just starting to lose towers. Is this game really going to end like this? Like, we farm for 40 minutes, and then one team just, like, slowly gets eaten up by the enemy team and just small amounts of chip damage. That would be very silly. But it looks like we're actually going to get to that point. Because, I mean, like, Kikoni is just doing it by himself on bottom lane. Top lane's being pushed. Hawkeye's not even bothering anymore. He's going for an Assault Cuirass to make the pushing a little bit easier. But look, Familiar's on the front lines. Look at the damage. Like, Range Rax is down to half HP. Zero commitment. No one in danger at all. Oh no, Familiars, please no. Familiars, get out of there. Good. I don't think Evil has a resummon. No, he doesn't. Not for another minute and a half. But even if he doesn't, I mean, nothing's going to happen for another minute and a half. So what's the big deal? Wind Ranger. If he gets a Desolator, that would be huge. Like, I don't think it plays well with Maelstrom. It used to not work at all. But I think the current thing is, do you Desolate every single attack that you don't proc Lightning? I think that might be it. Anyway, I mean, any damage is fine. Like, it doesn't even matter. And it looks like it is going to be a damage item, else he would have purchased it already. It's either that or a Mystic Staff. Either way, it's going to be a little bit more damage for the Wind Ranger. Oh my god, are Lions going to do something this game? Guys, Lions are smoked up and on the move, and once again, it's going to be insolent to run into all of them. BKB is there. He's going to get dueled regardless, though. I don't think this duel is going to work. It's probably going to fizzle. And now Chain Frost is there. Jonas Fan still with the double Ravage. He's going to get Chronosphere and beaten down by Hawkeye. Not enough damage, though. Insolent's still alive. In fact, turning it around versus Era. Kakone's here as well. They're going to kill off the Tidehunter. He does not have a buyback. Oh my god, guys. If this game ends without seeing Tidehunter's double Ravage, then, oh, I mean, like, come on. Come on, guys. They're just going to go for the bottom lane. It's already half dead, so you might as well just make it fully dead. Bottom Rax is destroyed, and GG's called. This game was the most anticlimactic game of all time. What the hell just happened? So let me sum up this game, guys. 15 minutes of action. 15 minutes of Kakone just messing up everyone on Lions. And then 35 minutes of nothing, and then the game ends. Like, what? Come on. I have no idea what just happened, but we see no Ravages for like 20 plus minutes. No double Ravages at all. Lions could have taken so many more fights if they actually just went and did stuff, but they didn't do anything. Wind Ranger held down that game. Very impressive play by Kakone, but that's going to be it for this game, guys. Command and Minus are going to take this one 1-1 versus Lions, and we have more games. I don't know if there are going to be any postpones, but wouldn't be surprised. Be sure to stay tuned anyway. I will let you guys know in the chat as I find out myself. If you like the cast, be sure to follow the channel. I'm Mike Loris. You can find me on Twitter at Mike Loris, and that's about it for me, unless there's more games, which there should be. Thanks for watching, guys. GG.